you can be in your purpose doing something that you don't love, basically. But I do believe that eventually God will bring you peace in everything. So just because it's not the ideal situation right now doesn't mean that you're not in your purpose. If you're ready to walk into your new purpose, go ahead and type purpose, pushing P, pushing purpose. Go ahead and type that in the comments, because babe, this year is all about not only identifying who we are, but embracing it and fulfilling our purpose and understanding who we are and what we're called to do and becoming who God called us to be. We're talking all about purpose today. Let's get into it. So we have been on our kick. We have our new identity. We are locking in. We're staying focused. I got a comment that said, what is my purpose? Like, is my purpose to start YouTube? So I wanted to clarify purpose and what your new life is going to look like. That's going to be different for everybody, but I wanted to give more insight on how you find your purpose, what your next assignment is, like what it is that you're locking into and how you figure that out. Like, we need to talk about it, because I feel like for a long time, finding my purpose, I used to put so much pressure on finding my purpose that I started looking at jobs and like external things to help me figure out what my purpose is. But honestly, if I would have been paying attention all along, I would have realized like my purpose has nothing to do with like what I'm doing, like in terms of like work or what relationship I have or how, like, like it's not tied to any of that. It's literally just living your life and being a representation of Christ. That's basically what your purpose is. But I want to like go deeper into that, because that's a loaded question. So when she asked that, I was like, I have to clarify what it means to have a new purpose, have a new assignment, to lock in on this and to stay focused and like not get distracted on your new goals and just your new life and who you are now. So let's dig into it. What if I told you that finding your purpose is way easier than what you're probably thinking? When I'm talking about finding yourself and going all in and becoming this new best version of yourself, I'm not only talking about like social media. Like, of course I'm talking to you on YouTube and you see things on social media, but that's not me telling you to go create a YouTube or go post on social media if that's not your thing. This just happens to be a gift that I'm extremely passionate about, and it makes sense for me. And I used the gift of like my voice and the gift of encouragement to just share God's goodness. Like, I genuinely have a passion for this, and this is just one way that I'm able to fulfill my purpose. Me creating videos on YouTube is literally a very, very small piece of my life, and this is a small piece of how I'm living in my purpose. I'm living in my purpose in so many other areas in my life that will never see the internet, like my marriage, my family. Like, that's my first ministry, what I do for work, like how I show up in this world off the internet, just who I am as a friend, like who I am as a person, like how I serve, how I give. That is my purpose. So I don't want to steer you wrong into thinking you have to be on social media to fulfill your purpose, or you have to start a business to fulfill your purpose, or you have to be doing all these things to live out your purpose. That's not what it is. That's not walking in your purpose. For some people, yes, but for the regular person like me, before I got back on YouTube, I was living in my purpose, and I'm just doing it on YouTube. Like, this is another outlet for me. God may not be calling you to start a business. God may really want you to be a great manager in a business that is already established, so you can lead people to him, so you can be a light and a source of encouragement and empowerment for the owner of the business, the clients, the workers that you will be over. Like, everybody's dream is not to be a boss or to not have their own business. So when I say you know, find your purpose is in anything that you do. If it's not your calling to be on social media, don't be on social media. Like, that doesn't have to be your thing. What if God is calling you to be a teacher? Like, if teaching is your ministry, if you're able to impact the lives of children and change things for their future, and to encourage them, and to be a source of hope for a child, to like just have someone as a pillar that they can lean on and they will never forget, if that's your ministry, that is your purpose. Like, your purpose is in your everyday life, and what you do, and who you are, and how you show up in your heart, and, you know, being kind, and just being a representation of Christ. You can be in your purpose walking around just being kind, and, you know, just being nice, and just being a genuine person. Walking in your purpose is not tied to a role or a title. So I just wanted to clear that up, and let's get that straight, because I feel like I was even confused on this for a long time before I really understood what it means to walk in my purpose. And really, that just means to walk in the light, and to just be the light, and to be the salt on this earth, and to make this world a better place. That is God's purpose for our life. So, like, you know, back in the Bible, when God was telling Simon Peter, when he was telling him, like, you know, Simon used to be Simon used to be a fisherman, and Jesus told him, now I want you to be a fisher of men. Jesus wants to use us how we are. Like, he doesn't want us to be something or somebody that we're not in order to like walk in his image. Like, he chooses us exactly how we are, where we are, and he wants to use us in every area of our life that we already have established. Like, just because you are new to this faith journey, just because you are new in your faith walk, that doesn't mean that you have to like switch up everything in your life. Like, no, now it's time for you to actually show up in a more Christ-like way, so you can lead more people, so people can be a believer and see that, man, like, because of Jazz, like, I know God is real. When you come into contact with somebody who has that light, like, you just know, like, you literally just know. It's just an aura. It's just like, they're like magnetic. And so when you are around people, and this is just like anybody, you need to be that person. Like, you know, when you walk into a space and you're able to leave that space better than when you went in, that is being the light. When you are able to encourage people, when you are able to uplift people, that is like your purpose, right? Like, that is a gift. That's a spiritual gift. So there's a Bible verse that I want to talk about, and my pastor just talked about this at church Sunday, and I'm like, listen, we be like here, because every time I go to church, I'm like, dang, like, I was just thinking about this. So yeah, so the verse is Romans 12, and this is 6 through 8, and it says, we have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, do it diligently. If it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully. When you allow God to use you how he sees fit, it won't be like anything out of the ordinary. Like, it'll literally be something that you're already doing. Like, you know, like, it's not like you have to go looking for it. Like, it's already in you. It won't be anything hard about it. It won't be anything confusing about it. You won't have to go out of your way to get it or to do it, and you won't have to pretend that you're somebody that you're not to achieve it. This is something specifically tailor-made just for you. Nobody else can have what God gave you. Like, this verse says it is grace given to each of us. Like, everybody has a spiritual gift. You may not know what your spiritual gift is, because you may not be aware yet, but you have it. Like, it's already in you. And, you know, there's a Bible verse that I love. Is the Bible verse in Ephesians that says we are God's masterpiece, created in him to do a good work. You were created with this. When God created you in his image, he created this gift inside of you. So it's not something that you have to go looking for. Like, just embrace what you already have, and that is how you will walk in your purpose, and that is how God will use you, and that is how you will be blessed, and you will be able to just represent him. Let's just think about what you already have. Are you a good steward of it? Could you be better at it? Do you have an attitude while doing it? Do you do it cheerfully? Like, these are the ways that we're supposed to use our gift. You know, it's anything that we do, it's how you show up and what you do. So let's just say work, because I always refer to Colossians 3:23, like, whatever you do, it's not for human masters. Like, whatever you do, you're supposed to do it as if you're serving the Lord. Everything needs to be a representation of him. So if you're at work and you have an attitude and you're gossiping and you're doing this and you're doing that, and, you know, like, it's not the best situation. Like, is that a representation of Christ? No. Are you walking in your purpose? No. If you're making the environment a negative space, like, no. You're called to be better than that. You're called to be a light. So in your work situation, whatever it is, if you want to walk in your purpose, you need to make that space a better space. If God is using you, the situation may not be for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may not be in a situation for you. You may be in a situation to help somebody else. But God may also place you in a situation where you have to go through that certain situation, whatever it is, that certain job, in order to learn and grow. And, like, there's a reason for that. So it's like, even embracing it, like, it may be temporary, it may be long term, but still count it all as joy. Like, still give it your all, still do your best. Don't complain. Don't, you know, just don't look at it like, oh, I'm just so over this. Like, if God is going to use you in a space, it's a reason for it. So whether that be long term or short term, you still need to just do your best and show up. So I was in a situation where I had this job, and initially I thought it was a good idea. I thought everything was gonna be great. Like, I thought God was blessing me. But first of all, I did not seek him before. I prayed about it, but I did not listen to whether or not the job was actually for me. I thought because of how I got it and who offered me the job, like, it was a good opportunity. But as soon as I got in the job, I lost all source of peace. It gave me anxiety. It was just not the best fit for me. And while I, after the fact, prayed that God helped me to figure out what I was supposed to be doing, in that job I learned so much. And, you know, like, it was just a very teachable moment for me spiritually. It was a very teachable moment for me just emotionally, like, learning how to deal with my emotions and process. Like, I was going through a lot at that time. I was so confused, and while the job stressed me out, it made me look at my family a totally different way, that made me appreciate certain things that I didn't necessarily appreciate before. So, saying all that to say, I had to go through that in order to really appreciate the things that I wasn't appreciating. So I ended up staying in that position. I let it play out, and God ended up blessing me with another opportunity that it was just so much better, and everything just happens. And so when you allow God to just do his thing, like, it literally will just happen. I'm just speaking from experience. How you look at things can really determine your outcome. How you accept things and what you allow, and your attitude while doing it really, really affects your outcome. And so it's easy for me to say I'm walking in my purpose even if I don't like it, I know it's still my purpose. Like, even though I didn't like that job, I still showed up every day with a positive attitude. I still showed up every day and at least tried. I still did all these things. I still continued to just pray, and on my way to work, I'm like, I gotta listen to my praise and worship to get me in this mode. Like, I hated the job, but I needed that season. Like, I needed that. If I got everything that I wanted without a fight, then that I wouldn't be able to learn anything. But because of that, I came out of that like really just more mature spiritually and just physically. Like, I came out of that a better person. Even though I didn't like it, I hated it, and it was so stressful, and it was probably one of my, I ain't gonna say it was my least favorite job, but it was definitely not one of my favorite jobs. So it's just, I'm saying all this to say, you can be in your purpose doing something that you don't love, basically. But I do believe that eventually God will bring you peace in everything. So just because it's not the ideal situation right now doesn't mean that you're not in your purpose. So I want to challenge you to look at your life right now and see, okay, am I operating the best in this position? Everything that I have right now, with my family, with my work, with my friends, you know, with everything that I do, with serving, with leading, with prophesying, with everything that I do, am I giving it my best? And I'm also still striving. So when I say lock in, this is what I'm talking about. Lock in on becoming the best version of yourself in whatever situation that you're in. God has you there for a reason. You're not there just to pass time by. Like, everything that you do has been divinely orchestrated by the Creator himself. So it's not for nothing. In order to really be happy and at peace with your purpose, and even if you're already in your purpose, there's always room to grow in everything that you do. So this is why I like to have these like every quarter or so, just to make sure that I'm still locked in, I'm still aligned with God's purpose, because I don't want to get distracted, I don't want to fall off, I don't want to mess this up. And so a big way for me to do that is to just keep refining myself and keep myself focused and to just stay on track. I always just want to show up, right? Like, I always just want to be the best version of myself. I always want to give my best. I always want to put my best foot forward. I always want to give God the glory in every season. Even if the season is not working out in my favor, I'm still showing up. I'm still giving it to God. Even, you know, when relationships are not working out, when, you know, the money looking funny, when everything, like when I'm just grateful for being able to pour into my kids and, you know, just teach them and help them to learn how to be good people out here in this world. Like, when I'm still learning how to be a good person out in this world myself, like, you know, using all of these skills and using the Bible as a guide to order my steps and to just light my path and for me to just stay focused. So when I say stay connected, like, get in that Bible. That's the best thing that you can do. So I hope this gives y'all some encouragement, because I really want us all to operate as the best version of ourselves, but I don't want us to operate out of pressure and fear of not being where we want to be, or, you know, just beating ourselves up because we feel like we should be doing whatever else we think we should be doing. Like, I want to encourage us to be the best person that you are today. Just focus on today. Focus on what you have right now. Focus on everything that you have right now, because the Bible also tells us, if God can trust us with little, he can trust us with a lot. So if God can trust us with the basic things in our life, the little things that we tend to look over, the things that we just forget about, if God can trust us to be good stewards of that, then he can trust us with so much more. And so you may be desiring to have more and to, you know, have a bigger purpose or to have a bigger impact. Like, you may be desiring more, and you can definitely have that, but right now you have to work with what you got. And so if what you got is something that you really don't want, you still have to be a good steward of it. Like, you still have to show up the best way as if you have what you already have. I used to always say, like, basically, like, if I'm showing up as the version of myself that I want to be. So even though I'm not there yet, I'm preparing myself as if I'm going to get there, because I know I will. Like, that just gives me hope for the future and something to look forward to when I'm not where I want to be, but I'm looking forward to something. That is what I'm training for. That is what this marathon is for. That is what we're practicing for, because you'll look up in a year past and you'll be able to look back and be like, oh my goodness, I've come a long way. So just making these steps is, you may not see much progress on an everyday basis, but trust me, when you look up and you look back, you'll see, man, God's hand was all over my life and he was with me the whole time. And I was walking in my purpose the whole time. I had to do that so I can know how to do this. Man, like, it just is God's divine plan. So just trust it, and just trust that your purpose is already in you. So I just wanted to encourage you, because I don't want us thinking we have to already be who we want to be in order for us to be in our purpose. Like, no, your purpose is just really being the best version of you, showing up the best way that you know how. That is your purpose. Like, your purpose is not tied to a title. Your purpose is not tied to money. Your purpose is not tied to a relationship. Like, your purpose is being God's child. Like, being a child of God is your purpose, and being the best child that you can be. Like, that is your purpose. Everything else is just like everything else, but that's the main thing. So I just had to clear that up, because I don't want people thinking that because I'm on YouTube telling you to lock in, that means you need to go buy a camera and lock in. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm telling you to be the best version of yourself. Lock in on becoming the best version of yourself. Lock in on trying to fight your demons. Lock in on healing. Lock in on getting over, you know, that trust issues. Lock in on getting over being a people pleaser. Just locking in on whatever it is you have to overcome to become the best version of yourself. Lock in on that. That is how you're going to become the new version of yourself. That is how you are going to walk into your new identity. Baby, let me tell you something about a healed person. A person that has gone through some stuff but has healed from it cannot be effed with, period. Like, cannot be messed with. So when we're talking about all this, I'm not talking about just what you do. I'm talking about who you become, who you are. So when you know who you are, babe, that's all she wrote. That's all he wrote, period. So I hope that this encourages you. I hope that you were able to understand a little bit more about your purpose and who you are, and just being on your new assignment, and how to be the best version of yourself, like how to own it and how to embrace it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check out my website for some new sweatshirts and new cups and tumblers. I'll have a little video right here, but I also have the link down below. Be sure to tap into the comments. I love talking with y'all in the comments. We share some tea up in there, so let's get to it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Join the fam. Let's lock in. Let's become new versions of ourselves, and I will see y'all in my next video.